Hello everyone, welcome back to Press Corner with me Pris. I hope you're okay wherever you are. Today, on What's Real or Not episodes, I am discussing another new Japanese comic manga series titled The Akechi Files. This series was created by Seimaru Amagi and Fumiya Sato, who works in the Kindaichi series, and the art was done by Yuki Sato. So, the series contained 5 volumes and also a spin-off from Kindaichi Shonen no Jikenmu or Kindaichi Case File series. If you want to know more about the series, I will leave the details in the link in the description box below. And if you want to support me further, I will leave the link in the description box below as well. I already concluded that the series was based by 5% fantasy, 5% gray area, and 90% real. As per usual, I will start from the fantasy part, then move on to the gray area, and lastly on the real part. A little bit disclaimer, if you are a long-time fan who has been following Kindaichi series for a very long time and like Akechi characters, of course you already watched a few OVAs that take a glimpse on Akechi's past before he became the superintendent or high-ranking police officer in the Kindaichi series timeline, especially the OVAs where Kindaichi and Miyuki met with Ryutaro Kobayashi. He is a police officer who used to work under Akechi's supervision, but now he works at the other parts of police department. And after he knew Hajime, or Kindaichis that have some acquaintances or basically know Akechi, he proceeded to tell a story about his first case when working with Akechi, And that will be the first case of the series and the timeline that we look upon in the series. With that in mind, let's jump right in. On fantasy part, I am talking about Akechi characters, behaviors, and personality traits, or every features that makes up this character. First off, I have nothing against Akechi since I really like and admire his character and intelligence. So I am also an Akechi fan as well. For those of you who are Akechi fans, please don't roasting me because I need to discuss this objectively. For me, I always felt that Akechi characters is surreal and not real at all, since he is too perfect and like jack of all trades. Besides, he is very intelligent and good looking as well. Of course, I understand because he is the main character of the series, but I think he's just too perfect, Almost resemble like Sakamoto characters from My Name is Sakamoto, if you knew that. Even though I think the Akechi Files is still better than My Name is Sakamoto in terms of characterization of their main characters. And you can see Akechi weakness and vulnerabilities more than Sakamoto. Because I think Sakamoto has weakness, but it's more subtly portrayed. So you need to pay attention really carefully to every little reaction and expression on Sakamoto's face in order to figure that out while watching the anime or reading the manga series. Then when you're reading and watching anime that contains Akechi characters in it, That's why I think Akechi characterization is still better than Sakamoto, even though still he's just too perfect, especially in the series. But that's okay compared to the other characterization that have similar pattern like this. Unfortunately and objectively, I have to say that compared to the real life, he's just an ideal, because I never seen the example of it in the real life. That's why I put it in the fantasy part. But I still like his character though, because he's perfect anyway. Or I would say near perfect. Because besides his genius and intelligence, he can also communicate very well. And really empathetic, in the series. And that's all for the fantasy part. Let's move on to the gray area. For the gray area, I am talking about the confessions from every culprit or perpetrator in the series, which I think are too easy to get. Because if you compare to the real life, most culprit or perpetrator are not going to admit their sin or crimes so easily, especially in adults or even teenagers sometimes. Even though the evidence and maybe the witness testimony are crystal clear enough pointing at them. Most of the time, they're always gonna deny it until it's put on a trial and when they are being accompanied by their lawyer. And so, until the verdict comes they are guilty, they're never gonna admit their crime or sins so easily. That's why the trials can become a really long procedure and wasting a lot of money, There are some cases where the culprit or perpetrators admit their crimes easily after interrogating them for maybe a few times or less than that, but it's pretty rare, or the possibility of it happen is really small from my perspective and observation so far. But I don't really know because I never work in a police department, but that's just what I think. So feel free to disagree with that. I know the confession are being done easily because, the durations, and also so we can move on to the next case. So yeah, it's pretty understandable. Even though I find it hard to conclude that this is real or realistic enough if you compare to the real life, but I still think it could happen. It's just the possibility of it happen is really small or low. And that's why I put it in the gray area. And that's all for the gray area. Let's move on to the real part. Lastly, on the real parts are every parts of the series beside the parts that I mentioned in the gray area and fantasy section, especially case by case that happen throughout the series. Since I think Seimaru Amagi and Fumiya Sato have really done an excellent job in writing the story plot and case by case in this series, such as the motive of the culprit itself and the methods that the culprit used to execute the crimes that are really clever and cunning, but also make sense and logical at the same time from my perspective. And every little details of the investigation phase are like puzzle pieces that can be collected and form into a big picture or a pattern of explanations of what's going on in each cases, and still make sense or understandable and relatable to real life from my perspective. And every part of it felt real, and we can almost imagine that it could happen in the real life, which I think they draw the inspiration from. That's why I put it a high percentage of the real part in the series. And the cases are not repetitive like the Kindaichi case file series, We're always like a murder case and we can only manage to find the culprit after the third victim almost killed. And I think the motives of the culprit itself really have diversity, and it's not only about revenge and greed, but it could become more complex than that, which I don't know because this series came out later than the Kindaichi case file series. That's why the story evolved much better, or it's just the way that they made it like that. But if I have to compare to the Kindaichi case file, of course I prefer the Akechi files more, because it has more diversity that can serve as a good and new stimulation for the brain. And because as a reader, we're not a passive readers like in the Kindaichi case file series, where the data has been hidden from us, so we cannot see all the data that we needed in the investigation phase. That's why it's hard for us to figure out the culprit in the Kindaichi case file series. But compared to the Akechi file series, every data has been presented in front of us. It's just we need to pay attention and analyze every single thing and try to form a pattern out of the data that has been presented to us. That's why I think we still have a chance to figure out the culprit in this series, far more than in the Kindaichi case file series. So this series not only invite us to enjoy the ride, but we can also analyze and solving the cases, And for my record is faster than the characters that written in the series. One time only, while I'm reading it for the first time. That's why I really like this series a lot. So if you are people like me who like to solving the cases and not only enjoy the ride, I think this series might be perfect for you. Unfortunately, this series was pretty short and only contained 5 volumes. But overall, I still enjoy the series, and I hope there is season 2 that being made of this series. And it doesn't have to tell a story about Akechi and his experience or any of the characters as well, but I like the way they presented and delivered the story and the cases as well, where I can analyze it and figure out the culprit along with the characters, while reading it. That's why I have only high praise for this series, and because this series also give you a good moral value lessons that you can apply in the real life, that I cannot mention one by one because there is a lot that you can garner from this series. Especially if you are already at the mature age, of course you can garner a lot more than the people who are still young adults, because the differences in the life experience, and like the old saying, experience is the best teacher, especially the bad ones, will teach you a lot and can really benefit you. And I think that's all for the real part of the series. I will not mention details and give you spoiler. You have to read this series for yourself to fully enjoy it and immerse in it, and garner a whole benefit of it, because this is a whole pack. And I think that's all for What's Real or Not episodes today. Sorry for the wrong grammar and mispronunciation along the way, but hope you can bear with it and still can enjoy these episodes. And thank you for listening. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram to know what kind of contents that I'm gonna be uploading. Also, don't forget to stay tuned on my Ko-fi page or any other podcast platform that you're listening right now. Hope to see you soon. Stay strong, everyone, and bye-bye.